Hank and Ted are walking out of a shopping mall.
I'm delighted that Sean introduced us. I forgot to ask, where are you from?
I'm from Cape Town, South Africa.
What's it like?
It's beautiful. Above the city sits Table Mountain. It got its name because it's flat on top. It boasts great scenery from the peak.
What else is Cape Town known for?
It has distinct plants and animals. There are also impressive beaches nearby. Where do you come from?
I'm from Taitung, Taiwan. It has a small population, but lots of people vacation there. Off the coast is Green Island, which will take your breath away. It's famous for its hot springs.
It's been a decade since I went to my first hot spring. Little did I know that you can find them in Taiwan.
You should visit. It's very relaxing. Everyone goes at his or her own pace.
Thanks, Ted. Rarely do I meet people who are so easy to talk to.
Yeah, we should get together again soon. Oh, I have to get a move on. See you tomorrow.
Hello everyone, I'm Morgan.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
I'm delighted to be discussing this topic. Today, we're going to talk about hometowns. I just love traveling and learning about other places.
I'm sorry, you're Delilah?
I'm delighted.
Oh,
That means happy.
I get it. As in, for example, they will be delighted to see your new baby.
Exactly. Now, in this dialogue, there are two acquaintances. One is named Ted, and one is named Hank. They ask about each other's hometowns. Hank is from Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town is a big city at the southern tip of Africa. The city was originally a place for boats to stop and rest as they sailed between India and England. You know, I've traveled quite a bit, but I've never been there. Have you ever been to Cape Town, Jeff?
I have, actually.
Really? Well, tell me more about your trip. Who did you go with? What did you do there? And why did you decide to go there?
Well, first of all, I went to Cape Town about a decade ago. By a decade, I mean 10 years, because a decade is a period of time lasting for 10 years. For example, Jerry lived in Nevada for almost a decade. Okay, while in Cape Town, I had a great time. Why did we go there though? Well, my girlfriend and I wanted to go somewhere we didn't know much about. But we also wanted to see some beautiful sights. Cape Town, it really was a great choice.
What's Cape Town like? What can you see there?
Oh, Cape Town is beautiful. A mountain called Table Mountain sits over the whole city. Of course, by sits, I don't mean it literally sits like a person does. Table Mountain doesn't sit on top of the city smashing it. I just mean that the mountain is located near the city of Cape Town. For example, Hualien sits on the east coast of Taiwan. You know, I'd never seen a big mountain like Table Mountain before. It was amazing. It was one of the highlights of my trip to Cape Town.
You know, Table Mountain is a pretty cool name. It must look like a table for a giant.
It really does. It's completely flat, by the way, hence the name. It would make for a good table because it's flat. Now, flat means it's completely level. Okay, if something is flat, it's completely level. It doesn't have any raised or lowered parts. It's totally flat and level. For example, the country is flat. There aren't many mountains there.
Really? Can you hike up to the top of Table Mountain?
Yes, you can. The peak gives hikers an amazing view. Now, earlier I used the word peak. When I talk about the peak of a mountain, I'm talking about the top of the mountain. And sometimes when people talk about peaks, they also use the word summit. A peak and a summit are very similar. S-U-M-M-I-T, that's how you spell the word summit. Anyway, though, let's have an example sentence for the word peak. For example, I was very tired when we reached the peak after 6 hours of climbing. Now, I do have one regret about my trip to Cape Town. You see, unfortunately, I did not get the chance to hike to the top of Table Mountain, but I wish I had. But hey, the beaches there in Cape Town, well, they are just lovely too.
Interesting. People go to Cape Town for a beach vacation?
Yes.
Now, by vacation, I mean a relaxing trip. For example, the Fords took a vacation to Hawaii. I didn't think a lot of people would think of South Africa first when imagining a beach vacation.
Well, those people have never been to Cape Town, apparently. The scenery there is lovely. Now, when I use the word scenery here, I'm talking about beautiful aspects or features of nature. I'm talking about beautiful things that you can see in nature, like mountains and beaches and forests and things like that. By the way, you can never say sceneries. This word is always in the singular. For example, the scenery around Vancouver is beautiful. I especially like the Coast Mountains. Okay, enough about Vancouver. Let's get back to Cape Town. In Cape Town, the water along the beaches is crystal clear.
That really does sound incredible.
It's beautiful.
What else is there to do there? I think I've heard that there are interesting animal reserves in South Africa. Did you see any of those?
Yes, there are many different animal reserves where you can see all sorts of animals. I went to one reserve that had all the great African animals. It had leopards, cheetahs, giraffes, rhinos, elephants, and lions, and they were all up close. You name it, they had it. Get this, in South Africa, you can even find wild penguins that swam up from Antarctica.
Wow, fascinating. You know, Cape Town really does sound great.
It is great. It sounds great because it is great, and it is fantastic. But enough about Cape Town. Morgan, have you ever been to Taiwan? That's where Ted from the dialogue says he's from.
No, I've never made it out there. What's Taiwan like?
Well, it's a country with a relatively small population located in East Asia. Like Cape Town, Taiwan also has beautiful scenery. Specifically, Ted mentions Green Island. That's a small island off the coast of Taiwan, and as Ted says, it has amazing hot springs.
I love hot springs. I should check it out. Are the people nice there?
Yes, absolutely. Ted says that everyone there goes at his own pace. That means it's not stressful. For example, let them work at their own pace. There is no reason to rush them. Okay, there's something I need to admit. People living in Taiwan's countryside might go at their own pace, but this might not be true about people in Taipei.
Ah, I see. Well, that's probably true everywhere. Capital cities are rarely quiet.
True. Anyway, let's get back to the dialogue. After telling him about Taiwan, Ted tells Hank that he needs to get a move on. What does that mean, to get a move on?
That's just a friendly way of saying that you have to hurry or leave quickly. For example, get a move on. We need to be there in 10 minutes.
Okay, everyone, With that, we need to get a move on too, i.e., we need to end the dialogue portion of our lesson right now. Now next, we're going to cover the reading passage for today's lesson. The reading passage is about a neighborhood in New York City named Soho. Today it's wealthy, but not so long ago it was terribly poor and crime-ridden. We'll talk about how this neighborhood transformed into the artistic metropolis it is today. So stay tuned, we'll see you soon.